last month I was accorded the most amazing honour when the Aycliffe Business Park community at their Make Your Mark Awards gave me the award that they called the Aycliffe Ambassador. It was an amazing, here it is there, this is what they gave me, this amazing, I hope the reflections aren't spoiling it, this amazing glass plaque. It is just fantastic. But when they called me out to the front and I stood in front of the very large, there were 250 people there, and people who were there, and I looked out at those captains of industry, managing directors of multi-million international firms, OBEs and MBEs. The man who brought Hitachi to Newton Aycliffe was sat there. People who'd raised millions of pounds for charity, and I have to admit, this went through. What are you stood here for? Why have they given this to you? And the reason, of course, that they were doing this was because for the past decade I have been cheerleading them to anybody who would listen from the sidelines. I have been encouraging them and thanking them, and on the social media and in the written media, and sort of at County Hall and in the Town Council, I've been pressing again and again that this Aycliffe Business Park is a fantastic thing we've got, and that the Aycliffe Business Park community are amazing in their dynamism and their vision for the business park, and the growth since Hitachi came is the most exciting thing to happen in our town. I think ever what's happening at the moment has never been as good. And can you remember, I think it was 2011, when the first draft of the County Council county plan was published, and what that proposed to do was, it was proposing that we would limit the business park to the extent it was. It was saying there's not the business growth to warrant any extension to the business park. And can you remember we held, thanks to Sid Howarth, a large meeting in St Mary's Church. It was packed, was the church, and I had the great privilege of outlining to those people how I had a vision for an Aycliffe Business Park which was not just the driving force behind Aycliffe's prosperity, but which was the driving force behind the prosperity of the whole council, how the whole county depended on that business park, and that we were not prepared to be limited to where we were, that we wanted to look and to have the opportunity for growth. And that meeting unanimously agreed that vision, and we changed the county plan. Into the county plan went 50 extra hectares of growth. When they were cutting growth elsewhere in the county, we got 50 hectares more. And when you pass McDonald's now and you see all that work going on that hillside, that is the outcome of that meeting that we had held in St Mary's Church. And the other thing that I'm really pleased and proud of is that after I was challenged by a resident, I went to the Economy Scrutiny Group and I said to them, what I want is a meeting which will review what Business Durham does for small businesses in the county, and they agreed to that. And my golly, what an amazing meeting that was. And I really advise you to look at what was said. It's the URL is there. At least I hope it will when I edit later. And this emphasis on business is because the county council agrees with me, or maybe I agree with the county council, that in a situation where we have one of the most deprived areas in the country in terms of our wealth and our economy and our social needs, the way out of that is not grants but growth. And the economy has to be the number one on that. And that's why it's the number one priority. If you look at any of the County Council Labour Party stuff for this election, that's our number one promise, that we will try to grow the economy. And that's why at local level, all the Labour councillors, candidates, all the Labour candidates at town council and county council level, and Joan, Mike and I at Aycliffe North level have signed up to a promise to put the economy first, and there it is at the top of our list that we've pushed through your letterbox recently. What astounds me is that none of the other candidates have even mentioned this, as far as I'm aware. And this isn't without me taunting them about it. But all their emphasis is on things like, we'll help our little local residents association, we'll do something about the dog dirt on the streets. And nobody's saying these things aren't important. But what that says to me about them is that actually they might make a decent town councillor, but the simple truth of this matter is that if you're going to be a county councillor, you have to have a wider and broader strategic overview, and you need to appreciate the importance of the economy. When I stood in front of those people at that meeting, and I hadn't had a chance to prepare any talk or anything like that, what I thought to say to them was, thank you. All those business people stood in there, and from that business park, thank you. I said to them, you put the food on our table, and on you our whole future depends. And it was just true, wasn't it? And that's why the economy must be our number one priority, and that's why all the Labour candidates have signed up to a promise which says that if you elect us as a Labour team, we promise to, 1, continue to work with the local business community to encourage the economic development of the town, particularly the Forest 2 extension to Aycliffe Business Park. Now, I promised you that this week I'm going to be doing a number of vlogs about our promises, but if you only listen to this one, please know that that is our number one promise, and on that promise everything else is predicated. Thank you for listening to me.